between their best and worst modes too. So I love seeing that. But we are ready for game number 1.
Here we go.
Splat Zone's on the way, and I realized I forgot to change the team name, so I will do that while you guys, of course, distract with some amazing commentary.
Oh yeah, we've got some amazing commentary coming out. Swift, what weapons are you seeing? What's standing out to you, my guy?
As I said before, look at all the paint on Bittersweet. They have a Dynamo, an Octobrush, and a Junior, really just showing that paint is extremely well in Splat Zone. On the other side, though, having a triple midline comp and a backliner. Very interesting here from Lunar Tide.
Yeah, well, already Bittersweet getting the lead here, and it looks pretty difficult for Lunar Tide to get back some of that control that you're talking about there, Swift.
Yep. Nugget here, gonna pop this armor.
Loving seeing Pepe on that Splatter Shot Junior, getting 1 kill there. Can he get the double? Doesn't get the double, but the team cleans it up, and it's already looking like, Zach, your predictions might be wrong, as the KOs are coming out white for Lunar Tide already.
Yikes. Yeah, man, it is hard, especially with all this paint that you're seeing on the map. You're seeing quite a bit of yellow. And again, even these kills that you are seeing coming out from Lunar Tide, there's death followed shortly after.
Yeah, it looks like they are completely boxing the zone. They're getting some paint back, but it is way too late. KO is definitely imminent. They're not even going to be able to touch the zone.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, look at this, look at this, look at this. They touched it. They touched it. They get a wipe.
Come on, let's go.
Get wiped.
Baby. Oh, baby. No, nothing.
Pepe gonna cap his own bed. That's a GG.
There's a moment I had that I believed.
A moment of belief, but unfortunately it didn't last long. Bittersweet taking the easy KO there, winning game 1, 100-0. Looking pretty rough for Lunar Tide. They did get a couple picks there. You know, Jello 4 KA, and that's not bad, but ultimately Pepe with the pop-off. I think he's just going for MVP stats at this point.
Which is the fair play to do, I'd say. Which is understandable.
Oh, man. Swift, it did not look good for Lunar Tide there. It seemed like from the get-go they got wiped and had a hard time even getting back in.
Yeah, Pepe was just really getting in their face, kind of abusing that triple midline composition that they have.
No. Well, we'll see if they can turn it around on tower control, humpback, pump track. I'm interested to see if any weapon changes come out for Lunar Tide, especially Nugget. I saw him using what I believe I remember was the L3, which isn't the typical weapon that I see from Nugget. So we'll see if he goes for something a little different. It's a hard weapon to navigate if you are just off by a hair of accuracy. You're getting nothing done.
Yup, man. I don't know. I'm hoping to see something that looks a little bit more even this round. We'll see what happens. But Zach and Luke making jams on a flute.
Harmonica.
Beautiful.
All right, moments away from game number 2. It looks like the players are almost ready, figuring out their team comps. I'm interested to see as well. Pepe, does he stick to the Splatter Shot Junior? Only time will tell. Yo Octo. No. G-Gay Octo. Got it.
G-Gay Octo.
I don't know if we're pronouncing your name right, but thank you for the follow. Much love to you guys. And if you don't know these teams, we have Bittersweet right now taking on Lunar Tide. Game number 2, Bittersweet is already game. Took down Lunar Tide in game number 1 in like a minute or so. It was pretty quick. We'll see if Lunar Tide can possibly change that around and at least, as you said, show a good showing against the top team and show that they're not going to just get KO'd every single time.
Yup.
So we are ready for game number 2, so let's jump straight into it.
It's GG Gay Octo. Got it. We were close. We got there.
All right, we're seeing this time Bittersweet in the green, and the grape color is going to be Lunar Tide. Swifty, my man, anything cool coming out today from these team comps?
Another K Junior from Pepe here. I think it's a really strong weapon. The torpedoes are just going to be really annoying to just get people off the tower, and you can see Lunar Tide immediately trying to take this tower just to try and get some extra points at the very beginning. Another interesting is the gold dynamo for their main source of armor, which is going to be interesting. You're going to see it up there.
Yeah. Oh, Pepe already with a double kill from those bubbles. Well done, as you called out. He is just a madman. Nugget trying to take him down, trying to pressure him back, and he has that more range at least with that K-throw, so that's going to stop them for now. But Bittersweet out to at least an early lead, early control.
I really believed in Lunar Tide holding down that 96 lead the entire game. Unfortunately, it's not looking that way.
If you can hold out a 4-point lead the entire game, that would be something.
Pretty cool, pretty cool. It looks like everybody's alive, staying alive. Seeing some nice things. Lunar Tide, Shad's coming out, and goes down by Spoon.
Yeah, Spoon getting the heavy Splatling remix, which shouldn't, I feel like, take down the Nautilus like that, but it ends up outplaying there.
We're seeing some points back and forth, but maybe that's not the strategy Lunar Tide should be going for. As they go and approach the tower, it definitely seems like we're seeing Bittersweet take him down pretty darn quickly, and it looks like they take tower 1, or checkpoint 1.
Checkpoint 1's taken here. Any opportunity that Lunar Tide is looking for picks, they're trying, but it's been very difficult. Stingray is ready, but missiles are going to pressure him out, and he's not going to be able to use them. Instead, just go straight down.
Oh my word! Yep, checkpoint 2 is going through, and indeed it is. Oh, not okay. Gone through. All right, all right. We're seeing everyone right now on Bittersweet alive and out there ready to get this tower KO'd.
Dave's going to have to jump back there. 27 points is the mark to get to if Lunar Tide wants to take the lead somehow, some way. Swift, what is Bittersweet doing right? They just look so dominant right now. Is it just simply out mechanics right there?
Well, one thing that they're doing is you can see armors right now, they're even, but I feel like they're just taking advantage more of armor. Armor is like a really good special to just take advantage of, and they're all pushing together when their Dynamo gets armor, which is really doing well for them.
We're still on the tower, Hunter and Spoon there. Just a few more points to get to. 2 down from Lunar Tide. I think this is a KO. Much longer time than last time, but it's looking pretty imminent. Someone needs to jump on the tower. Drift gets there. 3, 2, 1. Oh, 3, 2, 3. Oop, there it is. Oh, no, what? They're trolling. They're trolling. Jello's gonna make us.
Oh, no way! Here we go!
The MVP points.
The trolls are out today. Hopefully it doesn't cost them. I'd be very surprised if Lunar Tide came back, but you never know. I mean, you give it someone a chance like that, and you never know that karma can come to bite you back in the butt.
This is how people play against me in games. So rude.
18.
I think when you get into competitive Splatoon play, that maybe the most important thing and the thing that leads to the most victories is capitalizing on your other team's mistakes. And that's what I see a lot here from Lunar Tide is there's a lot of mistakes that are being made, and sometimes that wouldn't affect you as much. But when you're playing against a team like Bittersweet that knows how to take advantage of those mistakes, it can really bite you in the butt.
I mean, Spoon is just out here playing front-line heavy splatling, which I don't feel like should be said almost ever.
Yeah.
Finally gets punished by Nugget, but I mean, it looks like Bittersweet's just playing with their food at this point. I mean, they're just having a good time. I don't feel like there's a real challenge from Lunar Tide at all. You never know. 48 seconds left. I'm not going to give up hope. They are in a 4v3, and the Stingray is out. There have been crazier things said and done in the history of all time, but Pepe is going to shut me down pretty quickly.
Yeah, has there been anything crazier done in the history of all time? I don't know.
I mean, the history of all time is a long time. I don't know.
I guess. 20 seconds left here on the clock. Will we see a KO is the big question.
I mean, I think they're going to go for it at some point. The hard part about Humpback Pump Track, at the very end, you do have to go through those ledges. So if you fall off the tower like that or something gets hit off, it just kind of fades backwards. So the KO doesn't look like it's going to come out. 2 seconds left. And Bittersweet dominating over Lunar Tide, just as we predicted. But at least Lunar Tide held on a little bit more. I don't know if that was actually Lunar Tide stopping them or Bittersweet doing a little BM, stalling out the game for a little bit more fun and action today. A little hard to tell, but I mean, look at those splat.
Wow.
I think they're running up the scoreboard there a little bit controversial to pull something like that, but who knows? I don't know what's going on in these team comps. They may have gotten knocked off in the last second, but
to be fair, though, I mean, it's not necessarily trolling in a game like this, especially when we got some crazy awards coming up.
Oh my god!
Why not get your KDA a little bit higher? Why not?
I mean, Swift. We've seen Bittersweet dominate the regular season so far, only dropping 2 games for persistence. What do you like out of this team who, is, in terms of competitive play, is a fairly new team, at least to the competitive scene. I think this league is the only competitive things I've seen them join. What is it that makes them so good and so dominating this league?
Well, their team compositions really, really help like other players, especially with the armors. You could see 7 armors on that gold dynamo roller, which is just very impressive. 25 splats as well. So just getting picks really fast is just what they do. And it makes them good.
Yeah. Well, Zach, you're hoping that they wouldn't get KO'd. Lunar Tide didn't technically get KO'd there. But what do you learn from a match like this? I mean, we're still not through game 3, but it feels like they're getting slapped down. What do you learn as a team that maybe is newer to the scene and not high ranked? What can you take away from these bad beatings? Or is it just, that sucked, GG's, let's move on?
I honestly, I don't know. I feel like that this is, I come from a place of Splatoon where I'm not the greatest at Splatoon. And I think that there's people who have a mindset that just works with this game. And there's people that don't. And I think Lunar Tide has some great players individually, but maybe there's just something that's not jiving together, and that's okay. But what do you take from this? I think just make better decisions, stay alive.
Yeah. Well, and you can learn something from playing against a great team that does clap you.
Yes.
You see their styles, you see how they work as a team. And we'll see if Lunar Tide maybe, even just through those first 2 games, learn something for game number 3. It's going to be Clan Blitz on Wahoo World. Alright, this time we got Bittersweet in the green, Lunar Tide rocking the magenta as they come out for Clan Blitz. And I'm seeing some, what is that, a 52 gal coming out from Nugget on the side of Lunar Tide. Already going down with it.
Yeesh. We might see something that looks a little bit more even here on Clan Blitz. Is kind of what I'm hoping to see.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, already Spoon popping off, even fighting through armor. It just doesn't seem like they care. They're just jumping straight in, no fear whatsoever.
Oh, man. They got some great weapons. They got some great chemistry, and it is. Oh.
Okay. A good defense by Lunar Tide. So at least they didn't let Bittersweet score after that first push. They don't have any Super Clan themselves, but they're able to get a couple kills, and Bittersweet that time seemingly like they weren't actually coordinated as a team going for that.
Yeah. Maybe they're getting a little bit cocky. Maybe they're feeling a little bit too full of themselves right now.
I mean, after you get 25 splats, I mean,
that's a fair point.
How do you not feel that way?
That's a fair point. But man, we're over a minute into the game. No barriers open, but I'm seeing some super clams that might change that very quickly.
Yeah, they're going to try to push back these bubbles coming in from Pepe. Those things are a nuisance to deal with. Bubbles by Lunar Tide themselves. They are going to go 2 down, and this is the chance to score for Bittersweet. Spoon gets 1 in. 2 go in. Hunter's there for more. Lemon trying to make shot. Does good. Oh, okay,
nice,
they do get a wipe.
I'll go down.
Swift, what do they need to do with this time after getting that wipe to maybe get a score themselves?
They need to get all the map control in the middle. Try and control the middle as much as possible. Clams will build up there. You can get an even better push.
They do have 22. If they get some picks here, they might be able to score and make this one close. Nugget gonna jump and throw. Does connect. They miss the second one, though. Shad's trying to get there in time to make it happen, but going down. At least some points going out, though, for Lunar Tide, so that's encouraging. It's going to be a closer game 3 than the other 2 games, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's looking good. But, I definitely see Bittersweet kind of establishing themselves as the bad guys going into these playoffs. They're locked into the playoffs, and they are absolutely the team to beat. And they're playing a little bit cocky in these 3 games.
Yeah, you want to balance on the knife edge. You want the confidence. You want those players to feel good and they feel like they're able to win every single game. But there is a point, like we just saw right there, where they're taking trades that I feel like they shouldn't do so because they think that they're better than their opponent.
Right. Oh, man. I'm interested to see how they play as, again, it seems they are locked into the finals coming up. When we get into those playoff games where there's a lot of stuff on the line, including a large prize, I'm interested to see how they play. Oh, Driftwood going and opening the barrier.
Nice super jump opened up. The barrier's open. They're going to throw in a few more claims. Get it to 51. If Pepe can score a few more, that's going to be pretty big as well.
Oh, man, just some cool plays coming out here. Sheesh.
Man, Swift, I'm loving seeing those bubble plays. How about you?
Yeah, I was talking about it before. I love it. Bubbles are my favorite special in this game. As you can see, Lunar Tide running 2 bubble weapons. Not really working out for him as they only have 2 in total, while Pepe has 3.
Yeah, he seems to be using a lot of special power-up. Those bubbles are right in your face. Giant bubbles, making it easy for their whole team to score and get those pushes completed.
Just watching people from Lunar Tide go down left and right kind of hurts. It's a little bittersweet, if you will.
Joke is stealing my jokes, but that's okay. Lemon getting a nice kill there. I think potentially Bittersweet about to score again if Pepe can get that last one in. They can get a KO. Maybe they don't want it though. They didn't seem to want the KO last time.
Sheesh, we got a minute left on the clock. And they might be going after that KO this round. Oh, maybe not. He needs a super clan.
Pepe using those bubbles, gonna move up. I think he's gonna get this one in. There's no way to really defend against those big bubbles. And he just blows it straight back up. 2 go down. They have another super clam. They have a chance for KO. Miss it. Take 2.
Okay, cool.
And it's through. Bittersweet with a dominating performance this time, getting the KO, the 3-0. Lunar Tide not able to compete. They did get a score at least here on Clan Blitz, but unfortunately today, not gonna match up against the top team in the league.
Look at that 19 kills from Spoon. Sheesh. Whew. Baby.
Man, thank you, Pooh Bear, for following during that match as well. Much love. If you guys are watching the Splatoon 2 Esports, it's happening every Sunday until the playoffs in a couple weeks, so make sure you follow for more action. Swift, what do you see from Lunar Tide that you think that they can work on now facing a 2-19 record? We already talked about they're out of the playoffs, and today is a really hard matchup against the best team in the league. But what have you seen from their play? Give them 1 or 2 things that they can work on going into next week.
Well, I think that the comps they run don't really, especially for the Splatoon game I saw, they don't run that much paint. Where you can see Bittersweet just going around, painting everywhere to give more opportunities for their frontliners. But you could see the more midline comp, the more passive comp from Lunar Tide, which really gave them not as an advantage against an aggressive team like Bittersweet.
Yeah, Zach, talking about paint. Our MVP, most valuable painter, Pepe out there. I mean, this guy's just so exciting to watch. I mean, he's got the moves like Jagger. He's making people miss constantly. He's using those bubbles to perfection. As I see in the chat, they're already asking, at least a couple people, Pepe Splat MVP. Pepe, is this the MVP of the league? I mean, we know we have more matches today and next week.
Right.
But how can you not like watching Pepe on the junior?
Dude, it is incredible. And I just love watching him out here. I would say not only is he the most valuable painter of the league, but I think that he is kind of what's bringing the crowd to this league, I might even say.
Perhaps.
Watching Splatoon, watching him just get these crazy plays, and I just watch it and I just think, how does he do it? How do his hands move like that?
I don't know. Swift, you want to call out Hunter as well. What do you see from Hunter that is making that dynamo action work so well?
Well, I think he played really well on the tower control game, where Dynamo has some great angles where it can hit over walls, kind of like sloshers, to the point where you can hit your opponent, but it can't hit you. And it really showed how he knows all those angles on all these maps and probably how many hours he has been practicing this. So Hunter doing really well on that Dynamo.
Yeah. Hunter saying played it for 3 years, and it's showing out there for Bittersweet. Well done. We are going to take a couple-minute break to jump into game number 2. Don't go anywhere because regular gamers are facing high voltage. Regular gamers looking for a